kind of brings up a good point. I know that you've been working for, I think, 10 years?
Yes, 10 years now.
So you've been doing this 10 years. Maybe you can give some insight to people on things that you've learned or where people can get some courses or education or some resources that you recommend that they could take or buy to kind of incorporate speech therapy into the work they do with their clients.
Well, the first and foremost thing I think stretch therapy is if you go to stretchtowin.com. Ann and Chris are my mentors down in Phoenix, Arizona. Amazing people. If you want to really go into stretch therapy, that's the best place to go. Mattis is another one, or Mates, depending on how you, Aaron Mattis or Aaron Matis. He's another person. He has sort of another stretching technique, which is another resource to take. I have not taken it. I've talked with a couple people I have. It's a really good resource. The other one, too, for sort of knowledge-based is really getting the anatomy trains courses through Tom Myers or, getting into his full KMI courses if you really want to get into doing more of like rolfing and deep tissue integration work. Those are sort of the pinnacle of that side of the deep tissue fascial work. The other thing, too, is if you can look up the fascial conference, the International Congress of Fascial Work. It's actually going to be in Vancouver in 2012. So any of you that are out there that want to come to Vancouver for a really good conference, that'd be another place to go. You might be able to find a replay of the 2008 conference, which was held in Amsterdam. A lot of different associations may have that on a replay. You'd be able to get the research out of that. And then, researching it yourself, going into the library. Trigger Point book is another one. So William Hunn's Trigger Point course would be another really good thing, just to kind of get a better idea of how to palpate trigger points, understand where they are, so on and so forth. And you really need to do corrective exercises as well. The biggest thing is, I've focused my clinic and my clinical background now into really being a stress therapy clinic, but we really push as much as possible the aspects of active rehabilitation and being active and really strengthening and stabilizing the body, the muscles. Not worrying about too many wild tools, but really just focusing on the basics and building up and out from there, and then into sport-specific aspects and other things. So that's really where I would kind of go with the training is do as much research as you can, do a lot of reading, start with different parts of the body. So Rick's courses, he's broken down beautifully different rehab portions of knee, ankle, runner's injuries, shoulders. So those are all good. I'm also excited to see Eric Cressey. I'm going to the course, so that's another thing. If there are any spaces, that'd be another thing to look at. So those are sort of my suggestions for you. And then we have our SRT class coming up, which is pretty much almost sold out. So we've got a couple spaces left for people.
So then Paul's bringing in a course, a soft tissue release course. So maybe give a little bit more information to people about the course that you're bringing out to Langley.
Okay, so we're bringing in a expert, Jim Bilotta, and he's coming in from Ontario. And soft tissue release course is a dynamic, highly effective technique that is an intermediate and powerful effect on the muscle and the connective tissue. So it gets right into those fascial tissues and opens them up. It's sort of a combination of myofascial release, therapeutic techniques, active assisted stretching at times. And the technique involves applying, precise pressure to specific stretch points and performed with multiple planes of movement. And the goal is to really open up the anatomic nervous system and help the body spontaneously release the injured muscle or the fascial tissue that is binding in that area. I've used this for a year now, and it's really well received by my clients, especially for kind of akin to another form technique, which would be ART, but it's got more stretching based in it and other aspects. And our workshop is coming up here, and that's on April 24th and the 25th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at our Langley office. You can go to softtissuerelease.ca for downloading the registration form. Excellent. This is for any sort of healthcare or healthcare professional, so physiotherapist, massage therapist, athletic therapist, chiros, osteopath, kinesiologist, as well as really high-level personal trainers. It would be a good beginner to an intermediate course for you guys to really get into and really be able to open up some new areas that you'd be able to help your clients. And, one of the big things that I really believe in is having a good network of people as well, is that you may be in here, you may not do this all the time, but you may be able to network with people and refer out to the specialists and experts that have these specific designations. So that's one of the really big things, is making sure you have that sort of safety net for yourself, so that when it does kind of get out of your scope, that you can, pass it off to a chiropractor, pass it off to a massage therapist, pass it off to a physiotherapist, get their expertise in there, work on your area of expertise, and, be able to move forward as quickly as possible with your clients.
Perfect. And we're wrapping up the interview here. Do you have any last-minute tips for people that are listening?
Keep an open mind is the biggest thing. That's one of the biggest things that I found in the last 10 years, is really, going into, as much reading as you can, and going and seeing as many courses, as many experts as you can, and talking to them, emailing them. They're there to help you in a lot of respects. Like, if you email, some of the top professionals in any of these areas, a lot of the time, if you start a conversation with them, they'll get back to you, and they'll give you some help, and they'll give you some guidelines, and they'll give you some insight into really being able to move you forward. So just focus on what you want to do. And the other thing, too, that I found in the last 10 years is find a niche. My niche is stretch therapy and soft tissue work as a kinesiologist. And that's what, I'm focusing in on, and trying to be the expert in Western Canada and sort of Western North America with it, along with my team. And when you do that, you have a 300% chance of succeeding compared to, we work with everybody. If you really focus on that one thing that you're really good at, find that passion, you're not going to work. You're going to have lots of fun with it like I do, and you're going to have an enjoyable time.
Perfect. And where can people get more information about you, Paul, and your services?
If they go to 3pk.ca, it's number 3pk.ca, that's our website. That's the fastest way of getting information about us. We're going to be going through some changes with that. We've just opened up a 2,000 square foot facility back in September, so we're constructing a team of experts in here. We've got a couple of registered massage therapists that are coming in with us. We've got a group of 4 kinesiologists that we're working with right now, and we're trying to find a high-level chiropractor and a naturopath to fill out our clinic as well. So these are sort of exciting times for me, but at the same time, we're kind of, revamping our website as well. So there's going to be some information on there, and we're trying to change that up just to make it a little bit more up-to-date and everything else. But that's the fastest and best way of doing that. And, I look forward to answering anybody's questions that they may have and going from there. The other way you can get a hold of me is paul@3pk.ca.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Paul.
You're welcome, Rick. Thank you.